Greetings and a very warm welcome to Kashmir University's weekly video magazine Quest. This week's Quest highlights: a day-long workshop on census data dissemination held. Allama Iqbal Library celebrates Librarians' Day. And Department of Students' Welfare organizes a poster-making competition. Now the details of these events with me, your host today, Muhammad Fahim al-Islam. Department of Economics, in collaboration with the Directorate of Census Operations, organized a one-day workshop on census data dissemination. The inaugural function was held in Gandhi Bhavan Auditorium. Head Department of Economics, Dr. Ifat Yasmeen, presented the welcome address.
Department of Economics has signed an MOU with the Directorate of Census Operations, Government of India, to set up a census workstation at the Department of Economics. With the grace of God and with collective efforts made by Directorate of Census Operations and Department of Economics, we have in fact completed all basic infrastructure facilities required for this workstation, and it is ready for inaugural in the first week of September, inshallah.
Joint Director, Census Operations, Jammu and Kashmir, Mr. C.S. Sapru, explained to students the process involved in census operations.
Census operation involves three stages. One is data collection. In Jammu and Kashmir, census data was collected with the help of 22 deputy commissioners assisted by 167 charge officers, usually tahsildars, or executive officers in municipal committees, and municipal commissioners Jammu Municipal Corporation and Municipal Corporation SRINAGAR. There were 6,000 enumerators involved in collection of data who were mainly drawn the teaching staff of Jammu and Kashmir government, usually higher secondary school teachers. So after collecting data for 125 crore population of Jammu and Kashmir, the data is processed at Chandigarh through help of scanners, and ultimately when data comes up, it comes up in the form of raw data.
Controller Examinations, Professor A.S. Bhatt, while expressing dismay over the deteriorating sex ratio, said it's something one needs to ponder upon.
Census has thrown open a riddle, a puzzle, that J&K's sex ratio is coming down. Now the job or the challenge ahead that lies all of us, the social scientists, is to come forward, muster courage, approach the field and try to find out what really has gone wrong with the sex ratio of this society. There was a time just 4 or 5 years earlier when among the 10 top districts of the country, we had produced at least 5 districts where the sex ratio was second to none. Over the period of just a few years, what has gone wrong, say in Kulgam, or say in Shupian, or say in a very backward district like Kupwara, where the sex ratio has gone down. So from that perspective, the last phase of census is very, very crucial for all of us. How the data was collected, we can know the methodology within a shortest period of time. What about the dissemination? We can sit together here for a day or a two and come out about the important aspects or the facts of the census. But it is a long-term exercise to go to the field and try to explore those areas of the census which apparently are very disturbing.
Vice Chancellor Professor A.M. Shah told audience that the census over the years has evolved and its dimensions are now increasing.
Its dimensions are now varied. So we are collecting information on different dimensions. We are collecting information of different segments. The point is why we are collecting this information, because we need it for planning, we need it for decision making, we need it for many, many other things. In fact, 2011 was a very good year for it, but a lot of exercise was put in. Earlier exercise, I believe it was in 2001. There were some issues because that exercise at that time was not conducted properly, if I am correct. And there were some issues at the state level, at the government level, and at the political parties level, because at that time, I believe some people could not participate or some people did not collect the data properly, and then we could realize that how much important is the data collection.
Professor Shah informed the audience that university wants to create a centralized data bank.
In fact, at the University of Kashmir, we wish, maybe we will seek help from the Department of Economics, we wish to create a database, because sometimes, although one exercise has been already done, that is the DECA, we are making them responsible to have the data center wherein we can have, whenever we have to report or whenever we have to basically take a decision or we have to communicate certain issues, there should be at one level, one central data in fact department which can provide the only correct data which we can in fact communicate, or a decision can be taken. Otherwise, we have seen, for example, in certain cases earlier, 1 year back or 2 years back, we have seen we have communicated some information, it has come from one source or one department, and we have shown one data or one thing, and it has come from the other source, it has shown the other information. So what exactly at the university level, inshallah, we are trying to centralize it so that DECA becomes a very important source for us, and they will in fact, rather we call in management of data mining, because we will be mining or the data collecting from different departments and different institutions. That will be a central thing, and that will help us in decision making. Also, that will help us in submitting projects or whatever information we have to be sent to different quarters.
Dear viewers, in remembrance of Professor S.R. Ranganathan, Kashmir University's Allama Iqbal Library celebrated Librarians' Day. The function was held in the Ibn Khaldun Auditorium. Professor Ranganathan, popularly known as Father of Library Science in India, spearheaded library development in India. Librarian Dr. Abdul Majid Baba presented the welcome address.
It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all on the occasion of Librarians' Day. It is celebrated throughout India in honor of Professor Dr. Shali Ramamrita Ranganathan on his 122nd birth anniversary. After Melville Davey, the American librarian who is famous for Davey decimal classification, S.R. Ranganathan is usually placed next in the Hall of Fame of Librarians. Today, we have arranged photo exhibition of world-renowned librarians and libraries outside this auditorium, and you are requested to have a look of their exhibition.
Registrar Professor Zafar Ahmed Rishi assured Allama Iqbal Library that university would take every step to make it one of the best libraries of the world.
I assure you as Registrar of the University that we will do whatever it takes to make this library one of the best in the world in terms of infrastructure. But then the onus lies on the professionals to see to it that the users come to the library to use the resources that are available. Because ultimately, books as well as the library professionals are for the users. If the users do not come, then there is some problem somewhere which needs to be sorted out. Third, I must also confess that even if the professionals are very good, even if the resources are very good, it is no guarantee that the users will come, particularly the students will come. Reason is that we do not have a reading culture here. We need to do some certain things, very innovative things, so that we inculcate this reading habit in our students. I believe I am of this opinion that we do not have enough reading rooms available in the library. We are conscious of it. We are trying to see to it that we create space for these reading rooms.
Squast K librarian Mr. Bashir Ahmed Wani presented a profile of Professor S.R. Ranganathan before the audience.
Due to early death of his father, his life became very hard. He passed his MA Mathematics in 1916 from Madras Christian College and became a teacher of mathematics in Government College of Madras, Presidency. He loved both mathematics and teaching. Suddenly in 1924, he crossed over to librarianship, which in those days was not a career. From the very day, he tried to avail all the opportunities to make an awakening for the value of libraries. He used all possible platforms, media, scholars, bureaucrats, and even laymen alike, that the libraries are depositories of our culture and an apparatus of social memory. Libraries are indispensable to uplift the nation socially, economically, and educationally. He only started the library movement as a mission. Here I am reminding Majru Sultan Puri, who says, "मैं अकेले ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल को मगर, मैं अकेले ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल को मगर, लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया."
Dean Academic Affairs Professor Muhammad Ashraf Wani in his address told the audience that technology determinism is defining the new world of knowledge.
There is a well-known concept called technological determinism, which insists that technology is the basis and all that we see in this world is the superstructure. That technology determines polity, society, economy, culture, mentality, and all that is conceivable in this world. This is true in the case of the changing nature and the role of libraries and the librarians, libraries and the librarianship. To be sure, libraries and librarianship has undergone a radical change over the past many decades following the advent of electronic era and the consequential electronic sources of information prefixed with E. Thus, the modern library is rightly called electronic library, digital library, e-brary, or library without walls.
Vice Chancellor Professor A.M. Shah, while highlighting the importance of library, told the gathering that he has travelled to many countries and found Allama Iqbal Library as one of the best libraries in the world.
The library structure which our university has developed, it is one of the best structures we have in India. In fact, I have seen many libraries in the world. I can say it is comparable to one of the best systems in the world. Now, issue is what we say in management, for example. Up to a point of time, for example, if there are count 10 companies or 10 institutions competing, and out of these 10, one institution has better facilities or better product, means that institution is enjoying a competitive advantage. But once all the institutions develop the facilities or develop that quality, means this advantage is nullified. So as on date, or I can say rather 5 years back, this was the advantage which our university enjoyed for many years, and we are still to some extent enjoying it. Let us presume all the universities develop the library structure which we are having, means this will not be a point of competitive advantage, right?
Professor Shah urged people to think of future and kind of libraries in the coming years.
What kind of library structure is required to be developed? What kind of connections we are going to in a digital form develop in future? Or how we will be getting the people to read books or to do certain things in the university as a whole? These are some challenges, or these are some issues which we have to start thinking right now. Maybe after 10 years, the structure will be different. But if we are prepared right now, or if we are preparing for that from, I mean say, in the existing structure, we will be again enjoying the competitive advantage in the future as well.
On this occasion, Vice Chancellor also released a book, Guldasta-e-Ghalib by Manzoor Ahmad Manzoor. Later, a photo exhibition of world-renowned librarians and libraries was also exhibited as part of the celebrations. Dear viewers, on International Youth Day 2014, Department of Students Welfare's Red Ribbon Club, in association with State AIDS Prevention and Control Society, organized a poster-making competition on the lawns of Gandhi Bhavan. Around 30 student artists from various departments of the university participated in the competition. To encourage the students, Vice Chancellor Professor A.M. Shah visited the Gandhi Bhavan lawns and took a look at the posters made by the participants. That's all we have for you in today's program. Log on to our website emmrckashmir.com to catch all the latest episodes of Quest. As always, do send us your valuable suggestions and feedback at quest@emmrckashmir.com. Before I take your leave, here's this week's thought. The man who has had no opportunity to sin is not a sinless man. Those who remain sinless even when confronting an opportunity are. I leave you here with the promise of seeing you again next week. Till then, goodbye.